Hey you guys, I have some messages for spirit for you from the Enchanted Map Oracle. So, this Sad Embrace card can represent one of two things. This can represent those of you who are feeling this way in separation, probably a more recent separation, and you're still in the difficult stages where there's still a lot of healing that needs to occur. So you're struggling through it right now. You're doing a lot of purging at the moment. This can also represent to you that karmic situations that are keeping you apart from each other, regardless of what stage you're at, will come to an end. And spirit wants you and needs you to trust that. Like, the way through this is to trust that. Trust spirit's guidance. Those karmic situations will not last. You need to understand that karmic partners, they are meant to happen for a temporary period of time for the lessons and growth that are necessary as part of the process. And many, if not most or all times, karmic partners have soul contracts that go back into past lives as well. And those need to be healed and released. Sometimes you need to actively be doing spiritual healing work in order to release them. Sometimes you can do it yourself. Sometimes you need help from a practitioner. It depends on what happened, what's going on, how severe potentially it could have been, and whether or not you need help. It also depends on how skilled you are in being able to do it yourself. Some of you are strong enough in your gifts to meditate and let spirit guide you through it, and some of you would need help with a practitioner. But those karmics, this is a recurring cycle in past lives, and it's coming up again for healing and releasing, so that then you two can be together. Obviously, many of these karmic situations are tumultuous and are just not fun. But you could also see this tornado as a tower. Spirit will come in and break them up no matter what needs to happen. I'm not actually meaning literal breaking up here, but I was more so meaning just break down any type of karmic situation, because karmics don't have to be romantic partners, but you can take it that way as well. You can take it both ways, okay? So it's a rocky situation for your divine masculines and maybe for yourselves too, but spirit will make sure this comes to an end. Now, for many of you, for many of these karmic partners, the ones that are partially possessed because the dark is using them as part of trying to keep you and your twin apart. But spiritual warfare is also built into our twin flame journeys, and it's also built into our soul contracts. And there are necessary lessons, training, and growth that we go through even as divine feminines when we're dealing with spiritual warfare. I know it's a lot to understand, and I have done and will do more videos about spiritual warfare to explain all of this, but it is part of our soul contracts, and it is orchestrated into our journeys. So when that's the case, the divine feminines have to put in place protections to stop the karmics from doing these things and to protect themselves and their divine masculines from the black magic. It doesn't have to be that too. There's multiple types of spiritual warfare. There could be demonic attachments that need to be removed. And sometimes there's generational curses or severe past life issues. So when that's the case, make sure you do what you need to in order to protect you guys. It is an important part of your journey and process as well. And yes, the divine feminines are the ones who are duty bound to deal with it. Spirit will guide you to how to do this. If you are able to do it yourself, spirit will show you how. If you need help, spirit will guide you to the people that you need to get that help from. Understand that spirit can only protect you naturally to a certain extent. There are a lot of people who believe that spirit automatically protects you and gets rid of spiritual warfare and all that stuff. That is not true. The only thing the spirit can do is prevent you guys from being killed. And that's, to be honest, I've actually heard stories of people dying as well. But if that's the case, it's also in the soul contracts, so fine. But literally, spirit is limited in how much they can naturally do. You have to use your free will to seek out the help and put the protections in place, okay? Partially because it can be redone over and over and over again, and that's why you need to put the protections in place. Understand that this is all part of you earning your talisman of wisdom in this journey, in this massive spiritual awakening and rebirth process that you're going through. It's the wisdom about the twin flame journey, and it's the wisdom about the spiritual warfare if you're going through that as well. You might not be. Maybe you're not going through spiritual warfare. Then it's your wisdom about the twin flame journey so that you can then help other twin flames. But if you are going through spiritual warfare, that's like a whole nother level of a special talisman that you are earning. As you are working through the separation period, we're going to switch gears now. As you're finding your way through the separation period, you need to focus on your life purpose path, discovering what creates that spark of passion and joy in your life that drives you, and that is what you are meant to be doing to provide your soul expression to the world and to help others and use your spiritual gifts and abilities to make an impact in the world. You need to pay attention to your thoughts, energy, and intentions that you are putting out into the world. And you're putting that out into the world and into your life simply from thinking it. You don't have to say it. You don't have to do it. You just have to think it. If you're thinking negative, you're going to attract negative. You need to stay positive. You need to pay attention to everything that you are putting you need to pay attention to your energy. You need to pay attention to your thought processes. And make sure that what you're putting out is something you want reflected back to you, because that is how life is. It is a sacred pool that it is a sacred pool that is reflecting back to you whatever you are putting out. Like I said, not to be repetitive, but like if you are thinking negatively about yourself or about your twin, that is going to be reflected back to you, and that's what you're going to attract. Just like I was saying, you need to focus on self-love, positive self-esteem, self-confidence, all those things so that you can build and attract more of that. The more positive energy that you put into your thoughts and intentions, and even in your actions and just everything you're exuding on a day-to-day basis, you are putting that into growing your seeds in order to bring your dreams into fruition and to allow spirit to work in the best way possible for you to help you manifest your goals and dreams into a reality, okay? So make sure that's where your focus is. Now, shifting gears a little bit again, with the magic stream and the next card, you need to remember or learn to understand that life is an ever-flowing magic stream. What that means is that every single thing that we experience, every single person that comes into our life, it all happens for a reason and a purpose. And I actually want to go ahead and just put these two cards together. One event flows into the other, flows into the next, and it all works together to bring you through the necessary experiences, lessons, growth processes, awakening, everything that you are meant to go through, everything that your soul signed up for, okay? Now, each event and each situation is not separate from the other. It all works together as part of your soul journey. And spirit is in control of everything and orchestrating everything. There are no mistakes. There are no errors. There are no things that you are not supposed to go through. Everything happens perfectly in divine order as orchestrated by spirit. So don't let yourself get caught up in being upset over circumstance. I mean, I know it's easy to do, but try really hard not to let yourself get upset over the circumstances that you find yourself in. Try to stay calm and centered and looking for the meaning, the purpose, the lessons, understanding that everything has a purpose. Everything that happens is part of our soul contracts and is happening for a reason, and our souls chose it. So just learn to go with the flow, okay? Know that spirit is in control and spirit is planning everything. You can make all the plans in the world, but if that's not the way it's supposed to happen, spirit is going to come in and shake things up and make things happen the way that spirit wants it to. And when I say spirit in this case, I mean your higher self. Like your higher self and your spirit team are orchestrating everything, and you don't really have control. Free will is a bit of an illusion for twin flames because spirit is in control. And in fact, coming to completion of your journey is all meant to be a surprise, okay? But know that you will reconcile with your twin. You will come back together and everything will be okay. It will improve. And not only that, but everything will come together magically and with a great amount of abundance and prosperity. Like this is what is meant for you, and it's guaranteed. So trust in the process, trust in spirit, and just try to go